Hello everyone and welcome to the Redline Racing League GT3 Series. The fifth round of the season was held at the classic circuit of Silverstone in the UK. We left off with Oscar Pink and Zombie Force leading respectively the driver and team championships, but we were only halfway through the season, so anything can still happen. Mitja Bonca was fastest in qualifying, bringing his Nissan GT-R to beat the 201 barrier. Oscar Pink is closely following in second position, while the Zombie Force drivers are occupying the third row. The 33 Nissan swiftly tried to pull a gap, helped by Irmas Rees and Luca Babetto, who were trying to get past the white and red BMW. Trebuch had an amazing start and managed to get past the Zombie Force McLarens even before reaching turn 1. In the middle of the pack, things were getting hot when Daniel Challinor got past Hans Jürgens on the outside as toe. The Estonian driver then expressed his approval on the brave move by tapping that AMG booty at Vale. Mitja Bonca and Oscar Pink were pulling away on the followers, but none seemed to be able to get the upper hand on each other. In the battle for third, Luca Babetto put his McLaren on the grass at Beckett's and lost the position he only just gained on Irmas Rees. This gave Nathan de Bruyne the chance to gain the position on the brakes at Stowe. The number 8 McLaren seemed to be having some troubles. Kev Cox got very good traction out of Copes, paired up with the green McLaren and Maggots, and then managed to put his car in front of the opponent. Irmas Rees just had to leave the door slightly open for Nathan de Bruyne to jump for the gap. The BMW however stuck to the inside line and held the position by making the McLaren take the outside. A few laps later, the Dutch tried the same move, but this time he was ahead enough to be able to keep the position. Luca Babetto regained the focus lost after his mistake and carried out a nice overtake on the outside as Stowe, surprising Kev Cox by keeping his momentum throughout the whole corner and ending up ahead. Sadly, more problems struck last season's champion Irmas Rees. He was forced to park his car on the run-off area at Brooklands and retire from the race. In the middle pack, Trebuch was battling with Daniel Challinor and Basman. Challinor was behind the other two, but he pitted earlier, managing to gain a position on the Nissan just as he was exiting the pit lane. The battle started at Algarve was now resumed. Trebuch tried to outbrake Challinor at Brooklands and he managed to push him on the outside line, but the Brit sneaked on the inside just before turning into Laffield and defended his position. In the second half of the race, Luca Babetto managed to catch up with Nathan de Bruyne. The two McLaren were fighting for the podium, and both drivers were pushing to their absolute limit to get the precious point. In the battle for the lead, where every mistake counts, Oscar Pink tried to take advantage of a minor slip-up of the Nissan when he put two wheels on the grass at Ebbing. The BMW picked the inside line at Arena and got side by side with Mitja Bonca, but the more powerful Nissan very easily managed to set off and leave the opponent biting the dust. Back to the battle for third, when a GMT McLaren almost spun out before the last corner. He could hold the slide, but this allowed the Zombie Force driver to take some air. At the front, Oscar Pink was trying every possible move to get past the Nissan. He saw he couldn't keep up on the straights, so he was trying to come up with something really different. Basman was now tailgating Kev Cox. His Lamborghini also has a powerful engine which gives him the edge on the straight, allowing him to pair up with the McLaren before Copse and then gaining the place. The leaders got in a bit of a pickle when a back marker got in the way. Luckily this didn't lead to any incident, but they must have skipped a heartbeat when the AMG put a tire on the grass and almost lost it. After this episode, Oscar Pink slightly tapped the back of the green Nissan, sending Mitja Bonca on the grass at Brooklands. Good sportsmanship and fair driving was shown when the BMW gave back the first place to the Nissan. In the end, no matter how hard he tried for the whole race, Oscar Pink couldn't get past Mitja Bonca. The Croatian driver was the first to catch the checker flag and won this round of the season. Even closer finish for third place, where thanks to the great defensive driving of Nathan de Bruyne, he managed to conquer the lowest step of the podium, securing more good points for the Zombie Force in the championship. Another very intense race with many close battles and duels. Mitja Bonca conquered the first victory for a Nissan GT-R in the championship so far, but the current leader Oscar Pink managed to further extend his gap on the followers. He now leads with 104 points, having scored 2 victories and 2 more podiums in this season. There are still 3 races to go, but he's definitely the man to beat. In the team championship, Zombie Force is still topping the leaderboard with 131 points, but the gap on the others is not large enough to allow them to coast to the end of the season. Thank you for staying with me during these race highlights. The next round will be the second endurance race in the calendar. We'll cross the Atlantic and land at the track of Road America. Get your engines ready, I'll see you there.